Hello class and welcome to this small little tutorial of Xampp. With the purpose of jumping to a new level of interactivity between the user and our web page, we need to incorporate new technology. Starting with what we already know, we can say that to create a web page, we use HTML. To give it a style, we use CSS, and to give it interactive behavior with the user, we use JavaScript. But for the user to achieve interactivity with data inside a web page, we must use technology that is beyond the user and outside of our personal computer. To properly understand what is Xampp and how to use it, we should refresh our memories a bit with respect to how the internet works. The internet is big and large. It is a set of computers and servers of different types connected in a network. The World Wide Web is the set of web servers connected to a network, and it is contained within the internet. It is a part of it. We can also identify the www as the set of existing web pages on the internet. But why should we worry about this? Because if we want people to access our website, we must place it in a web server connected to the internet. Now, let me give you a simple example. If you have your own web server, which can be a personal computer with the necessary software, you can place your web page there, and you will be responsible for issues such as security, connectivity, band, number of users that can access at the same time your website or your server, among other issues. If you do not have a server, you must choose a shared hosting plan provided by hostgator.com or iPage. These are companies that own servers and rent you the space in their web servers for a certain sum of money and for a certain type. The first option may be appropriate for a website that would be accessed by a small number of people, like a work team or a small business, or for personal purposes. There is an abysmal difference between the capacity and features of a small server and a large server like this, not to mention the price difference, both hardware and software. As web developers, we will be hosting our websites in web servers and store data in database servers. A web server stores HTML documents, images, text type files, and other web material, and it distributes content to clients that are requested on the network. These are governed mainly with the HTTP and FTP protocols. Basically, HTTP allows you to see a web page, and FTP allows you to download or upload information from your computer to your web page. Database servers store massive data, which is manipulated with SQL language. I have learned that there are mainly two web servers you will need to choose where to host your website. IIS, created by Microsoft, This only works for Windows computers, and Apache servers, created and maintained by an open community of developers. It is the most used in the world. It is designed to be used by all kinds of OS. Because OS servers or operating system servers are not nice to use, they have not graphics, flash, and other resources that make an OS easy to use for humans, Apache community have created a sandbox development environment for Windows and Linux platforms that offers all the necessary tools to create web systems in a local environment before hosting them in the internet. It calls Xampp. It stands for the X letter. It stands for cross-platform. The letter A stands for Apache. The letter M stands for MariaDB. The letter P for PHP. And the letter P, the other P, for Perl. It is a simple, lightweight Apache distribution that makes it extremely easy for developers to create a local web server for testing and development purposes. Everything needed to set up a web server application, Apache, database, MariaDB, and scripting language, PHP. It is included in an extractable file. Xampp is also cross-platform, which means it works equally well in Linux, Mac, and Windows. Since most actual web server developments use the same components of Xampp, it makes transition from a local test server to a live server extremely easy as well. Now that PHP showed up in the scenario, it will be very good to define it. PHP is a server-side programming language created in 1994. PHP is a server scripting language and a powerful tool for making dynamic and interactive web pages. PHP code may be embedded into HTML code. It runs on the server side before the page is sent to the client, which PHP you can connect to and manipulate databases. Here is a little diagram of how PHP interpreter works in the web server side and with the client requests. You can see the steps 1, 2, 3, and 4, and how is the dynamic of PHP. But we will not step further or deeper in how PHP works. Let's talk a little about MySQL, Oracle. By Oracle. Oracle is the company that owns MySQL. MySQL was owned and sponsored at the beginning by a single for-profit firm, the Swedish company MySQL AB, now owned by Oracle Corporation. For property use, several paid editions are available and offer additional functionality. MariaDB intended to remain free. Its development is led by some of the original developers of MySQL in 2009, who worked it due to concerns over the acquisition by Oracle Corporation. This is the open source version of MySQL. And this is my sources of this part of the presentation. I know that you may be tired, but let's make a quick review. Let's start saying that we started with our static website. Then if we want to improve its interactivity, we must use the powers of internet, because if there were, the site will be hosted. We need web servers, we need database servers, and the technologies that are used in the server side. We need Maria database also, and we are very lucky that people have created Xampp, and that is an environment that helps us to develop a website, without having to deal with the difficult OS of the servers that has no graphics and are very hard to use. This is the only way to give our sites the jump to another level of interactivity. The best for the end. Now let's make a very quick demonstration of how to get Xampp, install it, and make it work. So let's go to Apache Friends. Here's the page of Apache Friends that we find the links to the downloading. This is the last version, so you just, depending on your OS, just click on it and go for it. I'm gonna show you how to install it. There is a lot of material in YouTube if you need the step by step of how to install it. There is no mystery. It's just like a simple program. Just click and continue until you get this outcome. This is the Xampp control panel. This is the modules that we are going to use, that we need to use. Apache, let's start, and MySQL too, let's start. In this demonstration we will only use Apache. This is the number of the ports. This is very important to have them available for Apache to work. Now let's go to brackets. Let us make a little PHP file embedded inside a simple HTML5 structure. This is the way you put the tags of PHP. In exactly this way, you cannot do any space here. This is simple. Hello world. This is the command for printing something in the screen. Let us save it, and we will save a file inside this folder. In Windows C, the main hard drive, this folder is automatically set it in the Windows C, and inside this folder we need to locate htdocs folder, and inside htdocs folder here we will save all our PHP documents. Now for opening a PHP document, we need to do it through the browser and locate the localhost page. By default, this dashboard placeholder is set here, and here we will put the name of the file, index2, and there it is. This is the way to display a PHP file using Xampp. I hope you like, and goodbye.